Very much. Chairman of the Med-Or Italian Foundation, my first time to meet you. Dean and President of the University, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to join you here in Rome on this occasion when I undertake a state visit to this great country. And as has been said earlier, the Holy Father is visiting our continent, a very significant visit, being almost the first time that he is undertaking that visit. And it coincides with my very first appointment of an ambassador to Vatican, something that we have been thinking about, but the significance of Rome and the importance of Vatican for the Catholic fraternity and for Kenya is the backdrop of my visit here. And I thank the Med-Or Italian Foundation and the Luis School of Government for convening this important conversation under the theme that you see up here, Kenya, a country looking to the future. I address you in two distinct capacities, yet complementary. First, as a Kenyan, and secondly, as an African. Allow me, however, to begin with a broader global context, as has been elaborated by the speakers before me. We are living through a period in which many of the certainties that have defined global order for decades, including multilateral institutions, predictable trade systems, and a long-standing security alliance, are today faltering. Conflict has returned to the center of international affairs, from Ukraine in recent years to Middle East in recent weeks. Trade routes have assumed new strategic significance, as reflected in the rising tensions around the Strait of Hormuz. Security, meanwhile, is no longer confined to territorial borders. It is now extending into the cyberspace, energy systems, and critical infrastructure. At the same time, technological change is advancing at a pace that governance systems are struggling to match. Climate pressures are no longer projections. They are an immediate and lived reality for hundreds of millions across the world. In a world as disrupted as the one we have, we must ask ourselves, what defines a truly capable state? My proposition is that it rests on at least 5 core attributes: responsiveness, collaboration, innovation, resilience, and ambition. A responsive state listens and acts with clarity and speed. A collaborative state recognizes that no nation succeeds alone and must therefore cultivate partnerships and alliances. An innovative state does not merely regulate technology. It harnesses it to deliver better outcomes. A resilient state absorbs shocks and continues to function even in the face of disruption. Above all, a capable state defines the scale of its future and sets its ambition accordingly. because no nation rises beyond the reach of its vision. For perspective, allow me to ground these reflections in our national experience as Kenya. When many think of Kenya, including I'm sure many in this audience, what of them comes to mind is extraordinary wildlife or world-class athletes. And while this is true, it's only part of the story. Kenya is indeed a land of remarkable beauty, the cradle of humankind, and the origin of wonder. That is why we say, whenever you come from wherever, you don't simply visit Kenya, you come back home. But Kenya is far more than this. It is a dynamic, forward-looking nation at the center of Africa's transformation. Situated along the Indian Ocean in East Africa, Kenya occupies a strategic position at the crossroads of global trade routes linking Africa to the Middle East, Asia, and Europe. With a population of over 55 million, predominantly young, educated, and ambitious, and one of the most diversified economies in our region, Kenya is charting a deliberate and confident path forward, anchored in resilience and reform. Through deliberate and at times difficult but necessary policy choices, we have transformed Kenya into the 6th largest economy in Africa. We've strengthened our foreign exchange reserves, stabilized our currency, reduced inflation, and restored investor confidence, as reflected in the recent upgrade of our credit rating as a nation. Over the past 3 years, we have made significant strides towards universal health coverage. I'll give you an example. In 2023, that's 3 years ago, fewer than 8 million Kenyans had access to publicly funded health insurance. Today, that number has increased nearly fourfold, from 8 million to 30 million. In housing, we are advancing an ambitious program to expand access to affordable and modern homes, with over 240,000 units currently under construction and a pipeline of 700,000 units, driving job creation, economic activity, and improved living standards. In education, we have undertaken comprehensive reforms to expand access and enhance quality, including the transition to a competence-based education and training system aligned with the demands of a rapidly evolving world. Kenya is equally a vibrant democracy, grounded in constitutional governance and active civic participation. Our institutions continue to deepen accountability and to uphold the rule of law, something we are very, very proud of, and we share in common with Italy as you celebrate your 80th Independence Day. Yet, our greatest strength lies in our people. Innately curious, deeply creative, and highly adaptable, and also consistently competitive on the global stage. Whenever opportunity rises, Kenyans rise to meet it with distinction and purpose. Kenya is also home to one of the most technologically advanced populations in our continent. As Africa's Silicon Savannah, it is a hub of innovation where digital solutions are developed and scaled for real-world impact. From a mobile finance platform such as M-Pesa to digital public services, innovation in Kenya is practical, inclusive, and transformative. We recognize that citizens experience the state through service delivery. We are therefore redesigning government systems to be more accessible, more transparent, and responsive through digital transformation. Yet, progress alone is not transformation. To assume that we need only to maintain the status quo would be a profound miscalculation and a dangerous complacency. For too long, we, especially in leadership, have tolerated the average.